At first, I wasn't going to join the GMTK Game Jam. I had work over the weekend and family in town, which would mean I would most likely only have about 14 hours to work on the game. But as soon as I saw the theme, something in me snapped. This God tier game jam, or at least A tier game jam, was calling me. I had an idea I had been stewing on for months and hadn't found the right time or place to make. And it seemed like it would fit perfectly. So I abandoned my family, went into a dark room, and got to work. The idea I had was inspired by the Mender Bug and Hollow Knight. What if instead of playing as the hero, you played as the sign mender? Initially, when I first thought of this idea, I was actually going to put it in the world of Hollow Knight, which I might still do. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments. There's already a GB Jam game called Sign Mender, but this would be different. Instead of fighting the hero, you would help him find his way, and it wouldn't have to be a Hollow Knight game. So my thought for Roles Reversed was playing as a sign building helper NPC and getting the hero where he needs to go. Visually, I went with a hand-drawn old paper aesthetic. I thought it would be cool if the world was like this giant map where you were helping the hero navigate. I made the player character look like this little squire guy with a hammer, and made the hero a knight with a sword. I also made some zombie ghost enemies that would come after the hero, and if they came across a sign, they would switch to damaging that before pursuing the hero again. I also added A-star pathfinding to the hero and made it so that each sign you put down becomes a new endpoint for the hero to walk to. Everything was shaping up. I also had an idea for a bit of lore. The villains in the game were called Void Beings, and the enemies were called Void Walkers. And the more the hero died, the more Void Walkers there would be, meaning the hero essentially feeds the Void on death. Now with that, I thought a cool choice would be to either help the hero on his quest and defeat the Void Beings, or repeatedly serve the hero to the Void and help the Void Beings. I also wanted to add just a little variety to the game. Instead of just getting the hero to each of the Void Beings so he can defeat them, I thought maybe there could be different power elements, each with their own weaknesses. If the hero killed the right beings in the right order, he would gain the power necessary to defeat the next one. I thought this was a great idea, but the reality was I didn't have time for any of this. Things were piling up and time was running short. I needed to add dialogue to the game to clue the player in on the options they had. I also wanted to make sure that once the hero got to one of the Void Beings to fight them, it wouldn't be a super boring encounter, while also not allowing the player to fight the Void Beings directly. If you could fight the Void Beings too, then how reversed would the roles really be? Another issue was that as I iterated, I made it so that the player can just place signs anywhere at any point. Initially, I wanted to make permanent signs that you fixed and help the hero know where to go. If the sign was broken, the hero would stop, so you would fight Void Walkers so that they didn't break your signs. Now signs are more like barriers for the Void Walkers to keep them from attacking the hero, and also a way to keep the hero moving around. So the game in its current state was a big game of monkey in the middle, with no set destinations. I had only about 4 hours left, and my family was getting really mad at me for ignoring them. If I pushed through and tried to make something even close to all that I had dreamed up, I would need to pull an all-nighter, and even then, I would have to cut a lot of my ideas. With so many systems still not in place and so many ideas in so little time, I decided I needed to stop. Could things have been different if I had taken the entire weekend off of work and completely disregarded my visiting family the entire time? Maybe, but that wasn't a possibility this time. So this year, I failed the GMTK Game Jam. I still got some really fun mechanics built out and learned just a little bit more about game dev in the process. But the idea lives on, and I could still turn it into my first idea and incorporate it within the Hollow Knight universe. If I did, here's that idea. What if there was a time way before the night graced the lands of Hallownest, when the Forgotten Crossroads were the new crossroads, and Sign Mender bugs were part of a brand new coalition charting the pathways through the kingdom, getting worker bugs, miner bugs, and soldier bugs where they needed to go. You play as a new recruit Mender bug, and the more bugs you get to the right places, the more points you get for upgrades to equipment, sign materials, and abilities. Or you can help feed the Void and get otherworldly powers. The choice is up to you. If you want to see that version in a part 2, let me know down in the comments. Like this video and subscribe. It would really help me out. I really appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one.